right. No, everything's good. Everything's awesome. And I'm sorry you have a cold. It sounds like you sound better now than you did when I talked to you this morning.
I do sound a little bit better. I have been on the phone all afternoon, so you can see with my hair being back, I just took a shower, so the heat has helped me. But I'm really excited to kind of share what you showed me this morning, because it really, I've done it quite a few times today, and had I not, I just would have been
Okay,
dead.
so it did work for you multiple times during the day.
Multiple times. And I've been on the phone since we got off the phone. So I've been on the phone almost all day, and I still have a voice.
So it's almost 6 o'clock Central Time, and I think I talked to you 10 o'clock this morning. Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
So awesome. So to kind of give a little feedback for everybody else is that you have a sinus infection and you've been working it, and it has been like, what did you say, 4 or 5 days now, and you're to the point where you want antibiotics because it's just not settling.
Well, yeah, and I'm getting on a plane tomorrow.
Oh,
and my big thing is, are my ears going to explode, and is my face going to, fall off my body on the airplane? And so I was this close to, I have the antibiotics, which for me, that is huge. Like,
you have them, but you don't want to have to take them.
I don't want to have to take them. And so
you've been using xylitol nasal spray.
Mm-hmm.
And that you've been using it multiple times a day, and it's going through, but it's not keeping up with the amount of mucus that you're producing.
Right. And then I get up. Last night was the first night that I slept, that I actually got some sleep. Before that, I've just been hacking all for like 4 or 5 days. So I haven't gotten any sleep, as you can tell by these beautiful bags under my eyes. They're nice. Oh, so pleasant.
They're beautiful. Everybody knows that, when you don't feel good, that's just what happens. So
right. And I could have done a bunch of makeup to cover over it, but this is part of real life and working through this working through this stuff. And so
right. And you sound real mucusy in your throat and everything too. So you've been using the xylitol nasal spray, and I had suggested that you also gargle with the xylitol mouthwash. Did you do that today too, or no?
It's funny because I've been using the Carrie Free, the CTX.
Yeah.
But all I have right now is the mint, and the mint is so strong that gargling with that is really, no offense to the product. There's lots of great things about it, but I can't actually gargle with it for very long because of the intensity of the flavor. I'm not really a mint person anyway. And frustratingly enough, it took me 3 tries to find Spry mouth rinse in the store on a day that I really do not have time to go to 3 different stores.
And you didn't feel like it, yeah.
Well, no, because I just have so much going on.
Everybody right now should order some and have it delivered with their xylitol nasal spray.
Yes.
That looks like this. Where is it?
Please get it. Yeah, there you go. I have the one right now that has the capsaicin in it.
Yes, the Max. Mm-hmm.
And that, it feels like I'm putting wasabi up my nose because I'm hacking so much. But
and it penetrates. So, all right. So we're going to work on 2 different, stop that, 2 different Buteco exercises. One is the nose clearing exercise, which is what we spent quite a while on this morning. And then 2 is I'm going to just kind of go over the coughing, wheezing, anxiety series of short breath holds that are going to really make a difference for the coughing if you have that horrible taking forever, can't get your breath kind of cough.
Yep.
So let's start by saying the body's opposite. If you think you need more air, what you really need to do is hold your breath. So that's the key, it seems to me, in the shortest version. And today I was listening to a podcast about Buteco, and they were putting it together with like fasting. So you're fasting for air. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing.
Oh, that's interesting. So like intermittent fasting, right?
Yes.
That kind of makes sense, right? Because the fasting kicks in different areas of your metabolism, whereas holding your breath. Okay.
Does too. And it sets up a whole big bunch of different hormone cascades that are really beneficial as well. So this is the nose clearing exercise. This is the exercise that we start with. And the first thing we usually do is called a CP, or control pause, and it's just designed to try to help you see where you are, what your starting point is. But we're going to treat the sinus. We're not going to treat the sinus infection. We're going to make you more comfortable while your body is fighting this infection. And hopefully you won't have to take those antibiotics. Yay.
And it's so funny. I even contacted a nurse that I've been doing a lot of work with, and I said, I have the antibiotics. And she's like, don't take those. And I said, I said, I love you even like 85 times more. She's like, don't take the antibiotics yet. I'm like, okay. And so she said, do what you've been told to do, and I bet you're going to notice a big difference by tomorrow. So
yeah, well, it seems like you already notice a difference. So
yeah. I have my voice is here, and I'm not hacking. Although I'm hacking a little bit right now, I'm not. It's not nearly what it's been.
So the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to zip your lip right now, and you're just going to do whatever I say. It's real important to get this balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide right. So when you talk, you release a little bit more carbon dioxide, and what we're trying to do is kind of hold it in there. So at a certain point, I'm going to ask you to take a small breath in and a small breath out, and then you're going to plug your nose and you're going to shake your head until you feel a strong urge for air. And then you're going to take a breath in through your nose and breathe out through your nose until you can get your breathing back.
So if I understand you correctly, all of this breathing should be done through my nose. My mouth should be closed the entire time, and no talking in between exercises, in between cycles.
Right. That's the best way. I mean, obviously, we're trying to communicate a little bit here. And when you were doing it yourself, I'm sure you weren't chatting in between either. So we're going to do a series of 6. That seems to be the magic number. So now that you've been quiet for a few seconds here, I'm going to start my clock because I want to have a time between too. So as you are just normally breathing, take a small breath in and a small breath out, and then hold your nose and then shake your head. There you go. And you're going to do that as long as you can till you feel a pretty strong need for air. There you go. And when you take a breath in, you're going to take it through your nose. You're not going to take it through your mouth. And you should be able to recover after 2 breaths or 3. So it shouldn't take you a long time. That seemed a little bit long, but if that's what you can do, you're magical. So people who are watching this, I don't want them to think that they have to hold their breath for 30 seconds. I mean, if you can only hold it for 7, that's where you're going to start, okay? So then we're going to wait another 10 seconds or so. We want to wait, 45 or so seconds in between. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take a small breath in and a small breath out and hold your nose and start to shake your head. Part of that is a distraction. The reason we're holding our breath is to reset a lot of the chemistry that's in your blood, the difference between the oxygen and the carbon dioxide, which also has some medicinal features in it as well. Now, this time it didn't seem like you were able to hold as long. That's fine. That's completely fine. Don't sweat that. It just is what it is. And it's creating a feeling of, well, not necessarily a feeling, but your body's trying to say, we need to get some room in here, and we have to stop making all of this mucus so that this girl can breathe, because obviously there's a problem. Good. All right. So take a small breath in and a small breath out, and then hold. Good job. You're mixing it all up. This movement of the head makes you hold your breath a little bit longer. Good, good. Nice. So as we're doing these exercises, there's just a lot in the potosphere right now. Patrick McGowan is very popular on these health podcasts. I was listening to one today, and it's always nice to hear the perspective and the science and how athletes are using this kind of breathing. Yeah, so these athletes are really, really awesome the way that they're doing everything. All right, so 10 small breath in and a small breath out, and then hold. So, you're really wiggling your head a lot. I'm sure that it looks to people that it's going to give you whiplash or something, but you're pretty flexible. So I think that's pretty good. I mean, if you can just go like this even, and for other people, just so that you've got some movement. Oh my God, it sounds like popcorn. Yours too? Okay. All right. So then that was 4 times. So it sounds a little bit easier for the air to go through already. So let's take another small breath in and a small breath out, and then hold. Good job. You're tough. If you have to blow your nose, go ahead. You have no equipment. Well, we're just going to have to wait then. Okay, good. All right, so just a couple more seconds here. You have some teeth in the background. Disembodied teeth. Awesome. All right, small breath in, small breath out, and then hold and shake. All right, so that was the last one. So that was 6. So how does it feel? Yeah, you can talk now. Yeah,
so here's the thing. We as hygienists, our necks always give us trouble, right? So when I first started doing that, it was a little bit tender at first, and I was worried, like, oh, am I gonna, because I have C4, C5, both that have bulged, like a lot of us have neck issues. So I was curious as to if my neck was going to bother me, but it's been really interesting how it has actually relieved a lot of my neck tension today. And the athlete stuff, it's interesting that you say that, because one of my girlfriends, one of my best friends, she does a lot of truck racing. She just did the Mint 500 and then the Vegas to Reno race, and she drove both of those. They're like hundreds of miles long through the desert.
Wow.
And I've got her trained on nose breathing, away from mouth breathing. And she said these last 2 races that it had made a world of difference. And when you hear the video of her, you can hear her deep nose breathing, and she said she credits that partly to being able to do like the 500 miles. I mean, they were like 13-hour races, and she drove the entire thing, and she's like, I need more of this.
Yeah.
So it's given her an upper edge. Total Chaos is doing well for that.
Well, that's really awesome. Yeah, these athletes are really benefiting quite a bit. When you go through the whole system, when you go through the whole series of training exercises, they're scheduled for about 5 weeks. What makes Buteyko so different from other breathing techniques is the intention is to practice it while you're moving, for one. It's not like yoga breathing where you sit still and you breathe in and you breathe out and count to 4 and whatever. All this stuff is all really passive. This is for life breathing.